collaboration. We've got some very, 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 very fun things scheduled for you today. The studio is full. Oops, you saw an ice cube? There's another. See, look at that, the ice coming out. Now you know I'm drinking iced coffee instead of hot coffee because it's absolutely beautiful here today and it is so warm. It's just gorgeous. So I thought iced coffee was more appropriate. So then it's clink, clink, clink with the ice cubes. But now you know my secret. Let's see, maybe I'll put that on this side out of the way. In the studio, we have David and Beckett, and they've been looking kind of silly over there. You may have heard that at the very beginning. I'm like, oh my gosh, David, you look silly, because he was wearing his headset crooked, but oh well. Beckett's got the technology going, and so we are good to go there. Then Carolyn is going to be typing into you, looking for your questions and commenting back out to us so that we can answer. Maurice is going to be on camera with me, and then from afar we have Caledonia and Susie. Susie is joining us from LA today, so she went down to visit her mother and is on holiday, but you know what? She couldn't miss Flower School Live, and I love the fact that the tribe can gather from anywhere in the world. So Susie, glad you could join us from LA today. I'm Leanne, and I actually am not going to be designing today. Today, we've got a guest in the studio. This is our kickoff to back to school because we are all getting ready. We've ended all of our summer sessions. Teacher Michelle is actually in the classroom today with our very last session. We had a one-to-one intensive with Judy today in the classroom. So Michelle's there, and I wanted to share with you one of the things that was made. Look at that. Do you love it? Pretty fun for a one-to-one intensive, don't you think? It's a hand tie, gorgeous Phalaenopsis orchids, roses, flax, harvested and foraged right outside of the Learning Center, so that's a lot of fun. But today, we're kicking off back to school by having teacher Marisa join us. Now a reminder, if this is a first time for you, if you're watching on your phone, if you turn it sideways, you'll get a larger picture. If you swipe it to the side, it'll make the comments go away so that they don't come up over the picture. If you want to see the comments, swipe it back and it'll put them all right back there. Or hold it vertically, upright, and then you can see it with the comments on the bottom. If you're on your desktop or a tablet, you can go to full screen, see more. Those of you that are joining us on YouTube, you can hook it up to your TV, which is so amazing. Technology is just beyond belief these days. So today, back to school. Question for you, are you part of the tribe? If you are, post where you're from, add your tulip, introduce yourself to everyone else. Join the collaboration. We're going to be designing with a touch of whimsy today. We've got so much fun planned for you, but I think we probably should get started because we don't want to miss out on anything. So I'm going to have teacher Marisa come up. This is a bouquet that she made. Don't you love it? Oh my gosh. So Marisa, you spent the morning in the classroom.
I did.
You and Judy, it looks like you had way too much fun.
Yeah, I had so much fun doing this. Definitely my style. However, I'm going to show you a different side of me too, design-wise. But yes, this is my forte.
You know, that's what's kind of cool
Yeah.
about when you teach. You can cross the spectrum
Yeah.
from hot, fabulous to whimsical, silly,
Yes.
to drama and space.
She just basically described me, my personality to a T.
Everything. Oh my gosh. So those of you that have had a class with teacher Marisa, say hi to her, show her some love, tap your screen. If you're one of our online students, you've had teacher Marisa, you've seen that name there. So again, tap the screen, show her some love. What have you got to share with us today? Tell me a little bit.
Yes, I'm so excited. So when Leanne asked me, so what are you going to do for this week? I was like, And then when you mentioned, let's introduce the teachers who you are. And I was like, okay, how can I incorporate that into my designing?
Who are you?
Yeah, who am I? So as I said, so I'm a very minimalistic type designer. However, I like to have fun, and I'm kind of like a adult child, if you will. So I like toys and plush animals and stuff. So I have, let me show you really quick what I brought today. Oh, and let me also mention that I love food.
She is a foodie. That is so true.
I have my avocado. His name is actually Cado. So I brought Cado today.
Now, Cado is a world traveler.
He is. He's been to London and Tokyo. Oh, and Germany.
And Germany
Oh,
too.
forgot about
Oh my
Germany.
gosh. So
Yes.
yes, avocado
Yes.
has been all over my, oh my goodness. So now London, Germany, Tokyo, and Floral Design
And
Institute.
Floral Design Institute, yes.
He has reached the pinnacle.
Yes.
Oh my
So
gosh.
in basic class, we have a day where we teach, where we have the students bring in treasures, anything that they
Yes.
want to incorporate into their design. That's probably the one day I have not been able to teach yet.
That's right. You've never
No,
done
because
that.
I'm always in the office.
Oh,
So I was
that's
like,
right.
I think I am actually going to play with that today and incorporate Kato.
I love
Yes.
it. Oh my gosh. So this would be day 12 of the basic floral design class, and it's incorporating treasures into your design, and every student gets to bring whatever they want to work with. And we've had candles, we've had figurines, we've had no avocados. So this one's going to be new, but it's been so fun because for the teacher, it's an adventure
Yeah.
to learn how to deal with it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and we used to do this a lot in the retail shop too, incorporate plush into our designs. And of course, that was like one of my favorite things to do because it's fun. And so I was like, why not?
That's right. You were
let's do it.
retail down in Southern California?
Yeah, mhm,
Okay,
yeah, so that was
I did
super
love
fun.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to start off, you have to figure out how are we gonna.
Yeah, what are you going to do
how
with
do we-
this guy?
Yeah, how do we place him?
We don't want to
in
damage
here?
him in any
no,
way.
because we do have our wet foam in here. We don't want him to get all wet, and there's really nothing to attach him. So
Yeah,
how do you?
avocados don't have arms.
No. So how do we do this? Okay. So I need something here to eliminate his bottom from getting wet.
No wet tushies.
No wet tushies. So I'm going to start off. These would be perfect using aspidistra leaves just to cover the top. So
And give you a nice dry surface.
yeah. So here, what I'm going to do is actually just cut here just to give it a straighter edge, because all I'm going to do is just, I'm not even using the stem. I'm really using this as a mechanic underneath. And I'm just going to wedge it inside. I'll do it with the other one and tip it over so you can see.
Cool. While you're doing that, what's going on out there?
So isn't Judy and Michelle supposed to be in the classroom?
Judy and Michelle are having a one-on-one intensive. Are they paying attention to
No,
us?
they're watching the live.
Oh my gosh, so they have the live on in the classroom now too. Now that's pretty much fun. So, hey Judy, I love, love, love the bouquet pictures you were posting. That one, Bespo style bridal bouquet. Oh, and I noticed that Teacher Michelle's hydrangeas were tucked down in there. Thank you, Teacher Michelle, for providing those. It's always fun to have homegrown flowers. So I'm glad you're with us. So much fun.
Okay, I'm going to try and tip this forward. Hopefully, I didn't put too much water in here, but hopefully you can see how this is just, it covers the foam. And then I'm going to wipe it down with the towel to make sure it's nice and dry, and then he will sit on top so his tushy won't get wet.
You know, and aspidistra is such a great leaf because it's sturdy. You can do so much with it. You don't have to worry about damaging it. And in water or out of water, it still holds
Really.
so well. So it is a grand one.
And again, it's just, it's covering the mechanics, number one, so I don't have to worry about covering up too much foam. And also, again, it's going to keep his tushy dry.
I love it.
Okay, so then how are we going to support Kato in here? I have 22 gauge wire. So I'm going to go ahead and tape. We all learned this in
Oh,
basic.
those of you in flower school, you remember learning to tape a wire and how much fun or not fun that can be.
Yeah, I always tell, this is honestly for me probably one of the hardest things to teach in basic. However, I always just say try to keep pulling your tape as you go. When you actually pull, that's what activates it. And then when you pull and you just start to roll, it just rolls on itself. Or twist. It just twists on itself so you get it nice and tidy.
And it's a matter of getting finger patterning
Yeah.
down. It's like learning to knit or to crochet or play the piano or whatever. It's really, really hard, and then all of a sudden your fingers just do it without thinking, and you just know. So what else is going on out there?
Well, Judy wants you to know she's on break right now.
Oh, Judy's on
Oh, it's
break.
3 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock.
It's
so.
3 o'clock. Okay, the 3 o'clock break. 3:15, we're watching that you're back to work because no dilly-dallying. Carolyn, what's going on in your
We have
world?
all kinds of Tulip Tribe members, Angela Hoyt, Tammy Meter, Wade Noel, Donna Blount, Harmony Armstrong. Then over on YouTube we have Debbie Waddell, Marmac, Teresa Kesselfors. And they're all doing amazing in their studies and so exciting.
Recognize all of those names.
Yes.
Hi!
So if you haven't come to Flower School, introduce yourself so that you start to meet the tribe. If you are part of Flower School, just keep collaborating because we all are better together. So glad you're with us. You're going to love what Marisa's going to do today. So much fun.
Let's add Kato in. So, did you have something?
Well, yes, you got a comment from a fan who says, Marisa hasn't met a leaf she doesn't like. She's the leaf manipulation queen.
I love it. Yes, you are
Yep.
the leaf manipulation queen.
Yeah. anything that's just odd and weird, I embrace. I mean, even normal.
But that's a good way of putting it
Yeah.
because it adds interest
Yes.
and excitement,
Yes.
dynamic movement. Yeah.
Okay, so how do we add Kato in? So I taped two 22 gauge wires. So what I'm going to do is, and the fact that it's green, I'm literally just going to go in
And it just
and
disappears.
it just disappears. So I'm going to just, I can't pull too tight. You can do this with bind wire.
Did you have a little Novocaine or something
No,
for him?
just
Oh.
wait until you see what we're going to do with the next one. I feel really bad. So one around the top, and then one around the bottom.
Oh, ouch! It just makes me hurt already.
Giving him a little belt. This is a funny joke. Do you all know why? What the number 0 said to the number 1?
I don't know. What did the number 0 say to the number 1?
Nice belt.
Nice belt.
Yeah, because the 0 is circle, and then the 1's squish, so he has a belt.
Oh.
Keeping it whimsical. And then what about? Sorry.
I need a belt.
Since we're talking about numbers in that case, why was the number 6 afraid of 7? This is my favorite one.
Okay, why was
Do you know
6
this?
afraid to 7?
You don't know this one?
I do not. I have no
I want to
number
hold on.
jokes.
I want to see if anyone actually knows that.
Okay, I have no number jokes
Oh,
for
it's
you.
so
So,
good.
okay, type it in there. Why is 6 afraid of 7?
All
Oh my
right, so I'm just
gosh.
going to cut these off a little bit. And then, of course, you want to bend these in so no one gets hurt, okay? Then let's take some hyacinth stakes. And I cut one in half. So you just basically slide through the back. If I can get it.
So you're not piercing anything. You're just
Nope.
going underneath the belt.
I'm just going underneath the belt. All right.
He's a
Kato.
puffy one.
He is a puffy one. Okay, so just like this. So I just created almost like a stem for him. And I'm going to place him off to the side, just directly into the aspidistra leaf. I'm going to move that over just a little bit so again his tushy doesn't get wet.
And he's
And
protected.
there he is.
How
So he's
perfect.
in there securely. So then we're going to add some flowers.
Oh, I've got all kinds of great. Everybody knows the answer to this.
You guys know the number jokes? Oh my gosh. So who was the first one?
Oh.
From,
Oh, I don't know.
It was
You've
on
got
YouTube.
Dozens.
It was on
Oh.
YouTube, not YouTube, it was the first person to answer that was correct was Ingrid John
John
Wallace.
okay, John Wallace, you were number 1. What's this answer?
7, 8, 9.
Because 7, 8, 9. That's where number 6 was.
7, 8, 9. Oh my gosh. Okay, so somebody keep track of John Wallace. He needs a prize. We got to have a prize for John. 7. Okay, so I have a niece that's 5 years old. I can't wait to tell her
It's so
that
cute.
joke.
I love that joke.
Oh my
It's so
gosh.
cute.
Okay, I got to brush up on my number jokes. I didn't know there were number jokes. Oh,
So I'm sorry, I cannot design backwards like Leanne, so I'm just going to place in some Italian ruscus, and then I will turn this around, I promise, so you can see.
actually, I could hold a mirror.
Ah, there you
And
go.
then we would reflect off everything.
So I'm creating just a little bit of line here. So in addition to that, as I was saying, I'm a very minimal designer, so this isn't going to be really loaded with flowers. So we're really going to showcase how the the flowers look, and also going to create some drama and some depth here. So just
Working with Italian ruscus, in case you didn't catch that. It's got such beautiful drape. Oh, look, see how it's
Yeah.
framed? Beautiful.
so then I'm just going to bring just a little bit to the back, so there's also something back here.
Is this adding depth to the
It's
arrangement?
adding depth, yes. It will bring your eyes back. Oh, He's just sitting there, just smiling at everybody, right?
Right. If any of you have other number jokes, go ahead and type them in because I'm going to be collecting these for my niece and nephew. And if you have questions for Marisa, this is your chance because she's with you until 4 o'clock today, and she is the leaf manipulation wizard, and she also is the whimsy queen, and so she's got so much to share. But definitely type in your questions for Teacher Marisa and show her some love. If you haven't shared this video, share it out and say, hey guys, check out Marisa. You got to see Marisa. So share it with all your friends, tag a friend, and spread the word.
Now, of course, with me being so dramatic, this is probably going to be too tall, actually, now that I think about it, but maybe we can put it back here when we're done. Or I don't know if I can design it that here.
You want to try that? We can set it
so
there.
that way they can actually see what I'm doing from the front side. What do you think? Do you think that'll work?
Want to try it? Let's set it there and see what happens. Okay, you guys tell us what it looks like. Does it work there? If she were designed with it coming right about here, does that show well on camera?
Yeah,
That way maybe she can sign? Okay, let's try it.
Yeah, just let us know if it's not working. I can move it back up here, but this way you can at least see the front side. So,
Except now they see your backside.
right.
Oh,
I
well,
can keep turning
we
it.
can't win, you know, you just do the best you can. And that's the beauty of live TV, is that you just sort of fake it until it all falls into place. Anything else going on out there? David, Carolyn?
Marmac would like to know when Teacher Marisa is going to do her Ikebana online workshop.
Oh!
Whoa!
You gotta do one, she says.
Oh my gosh. Well, I actually, that's quite flattering. Thanks, Marmac. I don't know, you gotta talk to the boss.
So I guess we're going to have to put that on our to-do list, an online workshop with Marisa and Ikebana. I think that's kind of a cool idea, actually.
That would actually be really,
So,
really
yes.
cool. So I guess she might have to send me to Japan to do a little
Yeah, more
studying.
research
Yeah,
and preparation. You know, I think that's probably very appropriate. Yeah.
A field trip to Japan, yeah. Why not?
You know, we're all having a field trip this Sunday, which is kind of fun. We're not going to Japan, unfortunately, but we are doing a field trip on Sunday. The team is going down to do our research and planning for the creative retreat at the Oregon Gardens Resort, and it's absolutely gorgeous out, so it should be a fun time. So, Carolyn, what else is going on?
Sherry suggests that you add toast
Oh
to
my
your
gosh.
arrangement for avocado toast.
Because then you would truly be a hipster.
Okay, so I don't want to bring this question in now, but Leanne had asked me if I need to ask you a question. I'd like to ask you what inspires you. It's stuff like that. Like, why didn't I want toast now?
Now I need toast.
Yeah. So
Okay,
it's,
Becca, can you go make some toast, you know? I forgot the toaster. Oh my
so now I
God.
want toast in here.
Okay, Lisa, if you're out there, Lisa Straney, you know how I am about toast. And so now the whole program's going to switch to toast. I can't believe it.
So, sage. I'm adding sage here, even though sage and avocado they may not harmonize well. However,
But the color's pretty fabulous.
The color's fabulous, and it's just, it adds a little bit of contrast.
If we had
too.
toast, it'd be perfect.
Right.
But dang.
Yeah. Oh, I love him. Okay, so let's bring in some unity here, and
No,
I
you
brought
didn't.
in. We had to. We brought in real
Oh my
avocados.
gosh.
Okay.
Did you know she was doing that? Oh.
I did.
Okay, so guys, we have avocados to go with cotto, of course.
Okay. So how do
You
we?
gotta have the elements and principles.
Yes.
And then how are you gonna stick that in there? You
Right.
can't very well tie a belt around an avocado.
Right. So here.
So you have a fan who said, oh my gosh, I just came back from taking care of a customer and I see avocado face. What is this?
Meet Cotto, our best friend ever. So glad you came back. Tell those customers just to wait. You're busy.
Okay. So the best way I thought to incorporate this avocado in here, the real avocados, was the anchor pin and the floral clay. So with the floral clay, I think it's because it's so warm, this is actually kind of a little gooey, but it's okay. You don't need
It's very
it's
sticky.
It's like gum. you don't need a lot. Oh, it's all sticking to me. So oh my goodness.
That way it'll stick to the avocado.
There
Isn't
you
that
go.
perfect?
I twist mine just a little bit. Go back to what kindergarten, like you're making little worms here. Then you just take it and just follow the circle on the bottom like this. Push it down just a little bit. And then when you add the anchor pin to the avocado or your container, you just go ahead and stick it on. And then I do just a little twist.
So you need a firm avocado so you don't squish.
Yeah, these were a little bit firmer last night and they're a little squishy now, but it's okay.
They do ripen, unfortunately.
I know. So I did the anchor pin over actually a hyacinth steak, for one, because there's a seed inside.
Gotcha.
And number two, if your customer actually wants to eat these,
then there's nothing in there.
They can.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so he's supposed to be just off to the side just a little bit. So seeing which one, this one's just a little bit bigger. So I think I actually
how cute.
Yeah, we'll put one there.
Avocados are on sale right now at our grocery store. So this is making me want to rush out and get some avocados.
I actually saw somewhere on the internet yesterday that there was a shortage.
I know.
And I went to the co-op and these were $4 a piece.
Ouch.
Yeah, all for you. So.
Okay, because we love you. What else have you got?
Lisa says she's still looking for that unique toaster for you.
Oh, because Lisa knows I am just so into toast. So that was one of the things when I had my flower shop, coffee shop that I wanted to do was add a toast bar to it. And they wouldn't let me with my lease because there was another restaurant and they wouldn't allow toast. But I thought, wouldn't that be the best thing in the whole wide world that you could go get your cup of coffee and a piece of toast and have like a toast bar with cinnamon sugar and butter and honey and everything? Oh my gosh, it just makes my heart warm. So yes, I love toast. And now that avocado toast is on trend, boy, I am a hipster.
Actually, so Judy, our student this morning, I can't remember what hotel she was staying at, but that was part of their breakfast this morning. The continental breakfast was avocado toast.
Avocado
I was like,
toast.
that sounds like an amazing.
She was at a great hotel.
Yeah.
We have so many hotel options for our students. It really works out well because we're centrally located, so you don't need a car. You can easily take mass transit or Uber or walk, and you've got different price points so that it really fits whatever budget. And you get free avocado toast. How cool is that?
Okay, so I'm not going to say anything right now, but what color harmony are we doing here? Don't say anything.
Okay.
Yes.
This is the test. What is the color harmony?
Let's see if they can figure that one out. Maybe, let's see, I'll place this one.
So we've got
down.
orange, we've got green, and we've got violet. So somebody's going to come in with a color harmony answer.
Kind of adjusting these a little bit for just a little bit more interest. It kind of made too much of a straight line, and I just wanted a little bit of
Well, they
interest
give some
there.
support to
Yes,
the
they
avocados
do.
as well.
Mhm. And then I want to tuck one just behind here, just to bring some color back here.
Okay, guys, do you have any answer
We
yet?
have one just coming in. Andrew McPhee says analogous. Then Sherry Davenport said secondary.
Okay, both of those are incorrect. So you got to try again.
So
good guesses.
So I'm going to give them a hint. She says you have to try again.
That's too much of a
I know,
hint.
but then we have purple, orange, and green. That's how many colors that you should really get.
Okay. And Sherry, you are close because these are all secondary colors, but secondary is not a color harmony. That's a descriptor. So, okay, I'm gonna get this out so that maybe this will give us some more clues so somebody will get it right. Does this help if I show you the color wheel? When you come to flower school, we get you a color wheel so that you can make sure and master harmonies. Does anybody have it yet, Carolyn?
Marmac says split complementary. Then we have Andrew and Sherry chiming in again with tertiary.
Oh, you guys, no.
Wow, I gave them a hint too.
I know. And tertiary, yes, these are tertiaries. We're getting there, but no, that's not a color harmony. You got to go back to an actual term for harmony. That's one of the things that's the hardest. You can know these things in your heads and instinctually, but you don't have the vocabulary. And when you are working in the industry as a professional, getting that vocabulary mastered, you can actually make more money. I know I said that. You can charge more money if you know the words, because it just makes you sound more professional. So come on back. We need a color harmony, not a color descriptor, but a color harmony.
Okay, next one up is UMA saying complimentary.
Nope.
Interesting. Interesting.
Okay, people, I need you all to come to flower school. That's just the way it has to be. David, what else have you got?
Julie just said triadic. Oh, Roger just said triadic.
Roger is the wing. Ding, 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 ding. So somebody write down Roger, because he won on that one. We need a prize for Roger. It's triad because it's green, violet, and orange. 3 colors equally spaced. If you're a member of the Flower Lovers Club, in the Elements and Principles library, there are several videos just on color for you that are super educational. So if you're in the Flower Lovers Club, mwah, I love you for that. Thank you, because you're supporting free education. But we have special color videos in there just for you. And so it would be green, violet, orange, triad, 3 colors equally spaced. I'll get this out of the way so that they can see your work now. Okay, so Roger, yay, good for you. The rest, you are close because those were color descriptor words. And the complementary, that's a little tricky because when you think about the variations on orange, green, and violet, it can vary. But triad is what we were looking for.
This is so cute. Okay, so I added a little bit of this. Was it wood oat?
Wood oats it is.
Wood oats. How cool is this? And even just the slightest breeze, they just kind of dance a little bit.
Isn't that cool? It's a local grown product, and I just used it to do an autumn bridal bouquet video, and it was just like one of my favorite things in the whole wide world to work with. So wood oats.
And then, okay, this is talking again, what inspires me. Does not, this looks like his belly or his
Oh my
face.
gosh, total
so
unity.
Just even stronger unity, yes.
Oh my gosh. So then you talked about your unity, and we've talked about different things, and you've talked a little bit about your inspiration.
Yes.
Where do you turn for education and inspiration and getting ready? I mean, because I just said, Marisa, I want you to do live, and she just went crazy. She's like, oh, I'm going to do this and this and this.
No,
really?
I didn't.
Well, no, you didn't. You started, you're like, okay, and you were just there.
Yeah. Well, so I will say, this morning, we had the private class, this morning, and there are times where you're just not on your game, okay? And I just wasn't. What I made was fine. It was pretty, but it could have been better. And I look over at Judy, and I'm like, how did, and just her spacing and her depth, and I just started following what she was doing.
So you got your inspiration from your students.
I did. Yes, I did. So.
Isn't that true? We all really learn from each other. I mean, I get inspiration from you all the time, and from the team. We all inspire each other. I think that's the beauty of flower school, is that you just all start feeding on each other, and somebody does something and then more. And, yeah.
And sometimes too, if I'm a little, do I need to move?
Bring it up so everybody can see. There we go. Oh, I love it.
How cute is
What
that?
do you guys think? If you like it, tap your screen, show some love. Share this, tag a friend, say, check out what Marisa made. Give her some love, because I know she's like, oh, I hope somebody watches. We all get nervous. We're like, oh, I hope somebody likes it. So give her some love, share it, tag a friend, and what do you think? Do you like it? Yeah, I do. Oh my God. So I know you have something else planned for us.
I do.
Becca, would you mind taking this one out of the way, and that way?
Don't eat the avocados though.
Yeah, you can't eat those. We don't have toast yet.
Also, in addition to inspiration as well, sometimes you get in a block. Sometimes just not even just giving yourself a break helps too. Just stop thinking about it. Go for a walk.
And just stop.
Binge watch Netflix if you have to. Just sometimes just giving yourself a break really helps too.
It is true. Clear the mind. Yeah. I know that's the main reason that we put for our 50th anniversary the creative retreat together, because it's right before school starts. And I figure that we all can escape, go out into the woods, out into the garden, into the forest, and get re-inspired and ready to come back to school.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
And again, sometimes just your materials just end up kind of telling you where they want to go.
Yeah.
And another thing that my mom always told me was just everything always just works out how it's supposed to anyway. So it's not like if I stress out this much, maybe it'll happen. It's not, you know, so just let it go and just let it happen.
It's not going to change. It's going to be there or
I'm
not.
still kind of working on that, but you know,
Aren't we all?
it's gotten better after time. Okay. So I'm going to do the exact same thing with the next one. However, the friend that I brought today
He's so cute.
was our monkey that we all gave to David when he got hurt. So I has to
And you'll
ask,
notice he's all banged up here.
so this is just, I mean, it's similar to the Cotto, or the avocado, but Cotto. However, I wanted to use the monkey to also just talk about how we can also send flowers to kids. Right? Kids like flowers too. It doesn't necessarily have to be a get well, but I just like this one. Just, you know,
He's a great monkey.
yeah, or if there was a child, you know, that was sick or in a hospital and just wanted, you know, just a little cheering up that they could take this home. And what I also thought of too, this is the other thing, again, with inspiration. Your mind, once you get on something, it doesn't stop.
Right.
But how cool would this be if you actually had these in your shop and these were like, instead of the enclosure card, this
They
was
could just
this
sign
was
the
the
thing.
enclosure
Oh.
card.
I know that was so special because everybody on the team had signed off for David and gave him a little get well note. And when he was so messed up and just laying there, the monkey would hang on the wall right in front of him. We had a space that I could hook it so that he could stare down at him in bed and he would sit there and talk to the monkey. So it was really kind of fun. We loved having that. So thank you guys.
So I'm doing exactly the same thing that I did with Cotto. Just coming around here. So, did you ever name your monkey? Does he have a name? Oh, so
Monkey.
just call him Monkey. Or, I guess, the Tulip Tribe can name him.
That's
Because last
okay.
time, remember with Shell, they named the cup,
right.
or remember the cup?
Yeah. So what should we call David's monkey? So you guys can type in. There's no prize for this one because there's not a right or a wrong answer. But if you have a name for David's monkey, let us know because we probably should name him.
You
Hi
all-
there. Hello. What's my name?
You all, I think you all are gonna love this technique on how to incorporate Monkey into this design because if it wasn't for Leanne holding him up, he's kind of floppy.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
He has issues. Yeah.
So yes.
So I'm holding him by his tail.
The one way that we're gonna end up having to secure him is kind of sad, but sometimes we got to do what we got to do, you know. So I did at first tape and wire an 18 gauge, and then going back to a 22. Now you all learn in basic class certain types of wiring techniques.
Right?
So I'm actually gonna hairpin his legs in.
Oh,
Yeah.
so that he can't move around.
And then we're gonna choke him with a wire around his neck, and then stand him up with the hyacinth stake. But you know, like I said, you got to do what you got to do.
That's right. We'll just assume that it's like a dog collar and it's to keep him safe and
Yep.
all that. Yeah.
So-
Monkey collar.
Just going ahead and bending these and making my own hairpin with the floral tape. I mean, I guess you could do this without the floral tape. However, it just looks just much more professional when you tape it.
You always want to cover your wire.
Yeah.
You are so right. I mean, that's one of the things that I love about you is your attention to detail and precision in mechanics. You don't slide. You do it well.
I try. I really try. And then also too, in my opinion, the benefit of the tape, it also just gives it a little bit of like sticky compared to just raw wire. So it won't slide around a lot.
I'm going to cut his little tag off. We don't
Oh.
want that on there. I should have taken that off a while ago. Because it's sort of like, really? Carolyn, what you got there?
We've got some great names coming in. We have Crash,
Oh my gosh.
Boo Boo,
Oh, that's good.
Carter,
Carter, Bud,
and Speed Racer.
Speed Racer. Those are some good ones. Speed Racer, Crash. Oh my gosh, Boo Boo.
I
yeah.
like Boo Boo.
Boo Boo's cute.
Carter was suggested by Esmeralda's daughter.
Ah, okay. Well, Esmeralda, thank you for getting your daughter in on this too. That's great.
So the hairpins just went over this way and over this way. So now, see, he kind of falls forward. Okay, I'm really, really sorry. So we do have to go around his neck. Ideally,
It's okay, it's for your own good.
I'm sure most of you know this, but ideally, floral tape does come in brown, so brown would be better, but or even brown bine wire would be just fine.
And I don't think I have any brown in here.
No,
I've got brown, but not here.
Right. It's okay.
Yeah.
So just sorry, Crash Boo Boo, or we can name him Boo Boo Crash. So again, doing the same thing, putting a hyacinth stake in the back, and then going and inserting. Oh, I gotta pierce the.
So
That's
any
the gift
questions
back.
for Marisa as she's going on? We've got some great names coming in. Anything that you'd love to have her insight on?
There he is. Oh, look at how cute. Okay, he's just good, just like
And
that.
he just sits there perfectly
But I
now.
have to add flowers. We have to
I
add
gotta
flowers.
have flowers, yeah.
So for this one, so like I was saying, children just inspired me for this one.
Okay.
So with children, just I think of just vibrance and color. So I wanted this to be very bright, and also I felt putting lots of texture in there because kids like to
Right,
touch
and
and.
they can touch and feel. Cool.
So I'm gonna start with. Let's see. How about? Well, I already got my base ready, but I'm gonna start with these two beautiful zinnias.
Aren't those great?
Can I just tell you, when I moved up here and saw the zinnias growing here, I've never seen them so, they're so big and fabulous here.
That was one of the things at the garden when I was up there on Monday. I went down and was looking around, getting things ready. And they have one section with a water feature that is just filled with green zinnias. And it is exquisite. I think I posted it on the Facebook page or else on the Instagram page, so you can go back and look at it. Or just join us for the creative retreat and you'll see. But it's an entire garden filled with green zinnias. It was just spectacular. I just sat on a bench and stared at it for the longest time because it made me so happy.
I can't wait to go and see, because you all keep talking about the gardens and just how fabulous and.
Sunday you'll get to see it.
Is there
It's
a
pretty
lot
grand.
of flowers around?
It's they have the Northwest Garden, then they have the Zinnia Garden. They have an entire garden of petunias in purple.
Oh.
Yes, I know. My sister would have been so happy. So purple petunias and then roses. They have an entire rose garden that they've fenced in so that the deer can't get to it. Because of course there's deer down there and lots of critters.
Did you happen to see any when you were there?
This time I did not. We have seen deer before down there. This time I didn't see any deer. Maybe because they were mowing the grass, which was scaring away the deer. I don't know.
Hopefully this isn't gonna look too weird, but I'm just gonna try. But we're gonna go right here in the center, and I don't want to ruin the get well soon, because I really want to see that on his belly.
But you want to bring that color
I
down
want
and
to bring the
around,
color
which is
down.
perfect.
Yes. So I
Yeah.
am terracing these roses. Then I will spin this around and then also show you what I did with the zinnias, sequencing, putting the smaller one on the top,
Right.
bigger one on the bottom. Reason being, it's just visual balance. If you switched it, it would just look a little visually heavy.
Right.
Then, okay, you ready for this? This is just, here I go being playful me. So these little clovers, oops, I'm actually going to try to incorporate it so he's holding it. So he's holding a little flower.
Now that's just too sweet.
So let's just see.
Now this isn't a quiz. This isn't a quiz. But what is the color harmony? And I'm going to give it to you this time because I want to make sure that everybody sees the differences. The color harmony this time is the complementary. And that would be two colors directly opposite. So the pink and green instead of the orange and green when you switched over to the triads. We've got a complementary color harmony going on here, which is perfect with his bandages and everything, because that brings in the green as well. What you need?
Glue dash. I had them up here. Oh, I think I have, yes. So I had to ask permission from David.
Before we glued, yeah.
Because I do need to add a little glue dash onto his hand for the clover to stick. So let me just try and do this really, really, really fast.
But that'll pull off, so it won't be a problem. I use the glue dashes on my Barbie when I put flowers with flower, Barbie, Flower Shop Barbie. I put
Yeah.
flowers in her hand and I use glue dots all the time. Flower Shop Barbie's coming to the retreat too, I've decided.
Well, she has to.
She has to.
Is she gonna
She's
be-
looking for the right shoes right now because right now she only has high heels. And when you're walking through the garden in high heels, it's kind of awkward. but she's looking for perfect sneakers or flats that'll still be cool and be able to walk in the garden.
So unfortunately, it's not working. So I'm just gonna keep, I'm just
Okay.
gonna move forward.
It didn't work.
It's got to go out. We got to get it out. It's on delivery. We have to go.
So that comes around to another question. When you have students
Yes.
that are just getting started and they come to school, what advice would you give them? What would be for somebody just beginning when it's like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. How do I do this? What do you think?
Yes, and with some of the students that I have taught in person, they have heard me actually say this to them in the classroom. I always just say, because the thing is, when you first come to basic, you're getting just bombarded with information, and
It's overwhelming.
It's very overwhelming, and then we kind of start to I don't want to necessarily say obsess about it, but you're just like, okay, I have this, I need to do this, I need to do that, which you should. However, sometimes if you just let it go and just let it sink in, sometimes just, you know what we're talking about, it's in your brain, and just let go and just let yourself just do it.
Or if it's not working, just stop.
Just stop.
And move on.
Yeah.
And do something else.
Yeah, and again, even today with Judy, the first arrangement that I did, it was just, I was struggling with it, and we both looked at the clock, and it was time for lunch, and I'm like, I'm putting this down, and then of course I picked it back up again, and she's like, you said you were going to walk away from it. See, even my students,
They call you on it.
Yep, they put me in check. So yeah, just let go, and also understand that this doesn't just happen overnight.
No. It comes.
It takes, practice and consistency.
So you weren't happy and you weren't liking it, but you know what? I'm thinking
Oh, it wasn't that one though. I liked that one.
this, yeah, I was gonna say, what is wrong with this?
that one I
This
was
is like the
happy
best
with.
thing ever. Like, oh my gosh, I'm thinking that this one should go home with me. I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh, I brought it home to go. I brought it.
You brought it for
So
you
I
to
can
take
bring it- so
home.
I
Oh
can
my
bring it
gosh,
home.
no, I want to take it home. No, we can fight over it. Carolyn, what do you got there?
Ellen on YouTube says today was her first day as a florist.
Oh, Ellen, congratulations. That's so exciting. Everybody a shout out for Ellen. Give her some love. Her first day as a florist. That's always so exciting. I hope it
I'm
went
sorry.
well.
Tomorrow is her first day.
Oh, tomorrow. Okay, so then let's give her all the best wishes for a successful first day. So that's exciting. Congratulations, Ellen. And I hope your first day is fabulous because it's pretty special. And you know what? Tonight's a full moon. So that's probably a good omen and a great sign that things are going to be going well for you because you're starting your new job on a full moon, and that's just pretty great. So good. Carolyn.
We're getting some concern on the aspidistra leaves covering the foam.
Yes.
That it still might not protect Crash's tushy since you're poking flowers through the aspidistra leaves.
That's a very good question. The reason why it's not ruining his tushy is because I'm poking around it. So I can even look up right now, and it's nice and dry. I don't want to take him apart.
I'm going to check. Just
but-
like checking a diaper,
Yeah.
it's dry.
Yeah.
It's dry.
And also too, because it's not completely like.
Sorry, I couldn't show myself.
See, I was telling her, I'm like, I'm going to show them that I'm the fun one, the
I'm like,
fun
oh my
teacher.
gosh.
But because it's not like taut, and there's a little bit of give in there, right? So if it sits, there's still a little bit of space in there.
Right.
So
And water drains down as opposed to floating up.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
yeah, he's very dry.
Yeah.
He's comfortable.
Yeah.
It's almost like wearing Pampers or something, The water is wicked away.
okay, so again, there is not a lot of flowers in here, but it just some the sequencing here, and then bringing the clovers in and just bringing the color down. It's bright, it's cheerful. There's some fun texture here. Really, the emphasis here is the monkey. So we didn't want to really overwhelm him, but we use the flowers to enhance them.
Well, and with his green
Mr. Crash.
bandages worked out well, and the green trick do kind of match the texture,
Yeah.
which is very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, I guess I could have added bananas or something to this one.
But-
Maybe next time I can bring a plush banana.
That's it. So now you've seen Cotto, you've seen Crash, Carter, Boo Boo, whatever. I'll let David pick the name. Then we'll just have to wait until he figures out what he wants to name his monkey. We've got one more we want to share with you, but Marisa's only got about 15 more minutes to be here with you. So if you've got questions, now's the time to ask. And then my request to you is to share this video out, spread the word, let people know about Marisa so that they get to know her, and introduce yourselves to each other, all those things. But now, Marisa, oh my gosh, now this one is not quite so whimsical. What is this all about?
Yes.
This is a new change, although it's black, and here you are in your black
Yes.
attire.
Again, so for those of you who know me, you know that that's my attire. I pretty much just, you would never really see me in color. My color comes out through the floral design. So,
Yep.
Okay, so for this one, let's talk about, again, inspiration here. So what I want to show you for this one is like basically what happens after basic, right? Then you move into advanced. Now with advanced class, we're basically taking what we already know mechanic wise and technique wise, but just, doing it at a more advanced level.
Right.
Yes. So we do foliage manipulation, as we all know. So back when we did symposium, I did this technique with bird of paradise leaves that I was going to do in symposium. Well, they just didn't. It was too much. So I stashed them somewhere knowing that at some point, someday, and this was perfect because I was thinking about, okay, those bird of paradise leaves, how am I going to do this? You'll see when I bring them out. And I walked through the warehouse and saw this and was like, that's where the inspiration came from. Because, look how cool. Okay, let's see. You don't need all of these. I'm going to have to explain. But how cool do these just repeat what's going on here?
That is
this
spectacular.
Is absolutely perfect. So, bird of paradise leaves, you just leave them out of water.
So these were fresh when you first bought them?
These were fresh.
Okay, you didn't buy them dried.
Fresh.
Okay.
Fresh bird of paradise leaves. And of course, for symposium, I was scouring the market because no one had them. Finally found them and didn't use them. However,
But now they're perfect.
yeah, so they actually just dry and curl on themselves, and then I color enhance them with black paint. And there you go. So this is just perfect.
Now the question that's going to come out is the vase. This vase is an old vase off of our resource shelf, so it is not an available vase. It's a unique one that was gifted to me years ago. So I can't tell you where it came from. I have no idea. It's just a fabulous vase. So don't even ask because there's no answer.
So again, a lot of times inspiration is just looking around and it's cool, and I was like, okay, this is cool. I'll use this, and I just came across that and just
There you
like I
go.
said, sometimes it just works out. So here there is the Oasis black foam in here, which is absolutely perfect. There is a very, 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 very tiny piece. So we'll see what we.
And with it being black, it just disappears
Yeah.
into there. It doesn't fight the container. How great.
Yeah. So really inspiration-wise, looking at this, I'm just going to follow these lines and just define these lines even more, create more negative space. This is really I love doing this kind of stuff. Okay.
You know, Oasis just joined us as a sponsor of the Creative Retreat. And so I know we are going to have some black foam there. So those of you that want to experiment with that. And they're also sending some of their floral netting so that those of you that want to be foam free can experiment with that as well. So thank you to Oasis for joining us as a sponsor on the Creative Retreat. We really do appreciate it.
Okay, I'm done. So,
No, you can't be done. You've got 13 more minutes.
so you saw how the container was just right here. Look at how much more scale I added, more space.
So grand.
Really cool. I mean, who knows? This may end up being the front. I don't know. But I'm just
I know both sides look great.
I'm just really just following the lines here and just using the container really as inspiration. And don't be afraid to kind of look and turn, and I don't know, maybe we can find another one that's a little bit more, anything again that has really cool curve to it. This is maybe, nope, I'm going to try another one, sorry.
It is so true that sometimes it's best to just kind of set it at the table and then stand back and look at it from different angles to see what goes best.
And that's the other thing too, especially when you get into designs like this, even though we always push for, speed, go fast, there have been times where there's been some students where they're just fast, and I'm like, just slow down a bit. Because you cannot rush art. You can't.
And if you don't slow down, you're not really looking at the stem and how it relates to the other stems.
All right, I need to make a decision here.
Okay, you make a decision while she's deciding. Any other questions, Carolyn, David?
Tammy has a really great question. Negative space is the same as selling air, correct?
Correct.
Yes. Yeah, so here is a perfect example. I will elaborate for you, David, psychic line. We'll get into that later as a joke. So for here, this is a perfect example right here. So without this, you're gonna have to imagine, I don't want to take it out and create Swiss cheese, but without this, all we had was here. Now we have all of this space that is now a part of the design.
I mean, instant value.
Yep. And the fact that these two Bird of Paradise leaves are facing each other, but there's nothing here, your mind perceives, David, a line right here. So.
See, we all teach each other things in the office all the time, and then, we ridicule and rib each other because we're like, oh, did you remember this? Oh.
How hot is this?
This is the Piano Garden Rose from gardenrosesdirect.com and Alexandra Roses, another sponsor of the retreat. We have a huge shipment of garden roses coming in to work with. I cannot wait. It's going to be so grand fun. Oh, and red and black, this is my thing.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes. Oh, this is going to be a tribute to FDI right now.
That is. Our final night dinner, we've asked everyone to dress in black because just as Marisa said, she wears black because her color comes in her flowers, and that's the way the dinner is going to be. We'll all be dressed in black, and then the flowers will bring in all the bright color and the garden and all that goes around.
So I'm adding in the Piano Garden Rose now because I have, there's a little piece of Scabiosa. That looks like Scabiosa pod, but it's...
No, it's the seed pod for the berry. Isn't that amazing?
Oh, I'm like, that needs to get out of there, but I guess it's part of it.
This is decorative blackberry, which is actually grown by one of our graduates, Linda, at Bear Root Farms.
Was this from her?
This is from Linda's.
That's the prettiest I've ever seen it.
And she's promised us some for the retreat.
Oh.
Yay, Linda! We're putting it out there so you can't back out because we love your blackberry, but she's going to have blackberry and raspberry for us.
So excited.
I know.
That's literally, like I said, that's probably the prettiest I've ever seen.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, may I have another piece?
How many would you like?
Just one, but it needs to have black in it.
Like that one?
Yes. That's perfect.
Okay.
This one. I'm going to take this little piece off. The reason why I placed the garden rose in right now is, again, I don't have that much real estate, so if I keep adding in these Bird of Paradise leaves, I'm not going to have room. So, again, a lot of you that have taken class with me in person, we talk about, do you place your flowers in first? Do you place your foliages in first? Really, there's no right or wrong. It's a personal choice. Sometimes I do one or the other or both. So you can see here, this just...
It makes it sing.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my
God.
God.
And then also carrying the red down here and then also incorporating the black down here. So I'm going to turn it around again and see, again, this is what just makes me do happy dance. Things like this. It's just, take just a few pieces of foliage, a couple, you don't even need a lot.
No.
This is like floral design to me. I
True
love it.
floral artists can use very minimal and make it so grand. And we have fun when we have a lot too, but when it comes down to it, it doesn't have to have a lot. Now, when we do the large scale designs in the garden, oh my gosh, with Shane and Jenny, we're going to be doing huge over the top installation. Then we've got lots of product. You should see the procurement list, or maybe you don't want to see the procurement list. It gives me headaches every time I look at it. But yes, there's going to be ample, abundant materials. But as you can see with Marisa, you don't have to have a load of materials.
So I'm just going to add just a little bit of the buds from the original bloom, just to create stronger harmony and or unity here, just because just the one by itself just looks a little lonely.
And I like that about piano is they always come with the buds on them, which just is so grand.
Okay, I placed it backwards. Did it work?
It's beautiful.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn it around again.
So
Marisa,
Carolyn,
you are getting tons of love.
I think I'm done.
Ricky says that you remind him of Hitomi, and that's a compliment.
that is.
Chris
I need a
Jo-
minute. I need a minute. I need a minute. Oh, that just like brought tears to my eye. Thank you so much. That's awesome.
Chris Jones says floral sculpture.
Yes.
There-
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, I can see that.
And Donna Blount says Marisa so inspires me with a big heart.
Okay, now
Yay!
you're gonna
Thank
make me
you guys. Because I know Marisa will go back and read your comments later, and it does warm your heart. So thank you for sharing your thoughts because it'll mean a lot to her as she goes through. Now, as you did this one just spoke to you with the minimal.
Yeah. Mhm.
Was it inspired, enhanced by your trips to Japan?
No.
No, this was
It's-
just totally separate.
This is all started from January 2001, from basic class, and then 20 years later. It's literally just everything that I've learned, even Kato and what do we name him?
Well, we don't have a name.
Crash.
Carter, Crash, Boo
There's-
Boo.
There's still there's even elements and principles, all of course, in everything, but there's still techniques even in these that I apply here. You know, so it's just expanding. So it's just again, if straight out of basic class, are you kidding? There's no way I would have been able to probably do this. However, going into advanced and practicing every single day and just doing it all the time, this is what ends up happening and getting inspired by other designers and magazines and just
When
it's
I
just an
know
ongoing
you
thing.
do a lot of going out on the weekends, hiking and camping,
yeah.
and take Foxy the dog.
Yes.
And that probably gives you great inspiration too, just going
Yes.
out and looking. I know the last time that you went camping, you had made a little flower
Yep.
arrangement for your campsite.
Yes, yep. And actually what was so perfect for that is, I totally forgot to tell you this, was the couple that was staying next to us, he proposed to her. So I was like, what? And I ran out around the campgrounds and just, I mean, I didn't have much to choose from, but I still was like fern and some Queen's Anne's lace and some really cool echo seed. I'm like, this is for you.
Oh.
But they were so ecstatic. So, that
they
was,
had
yeah.
an engagement bouquet.
Yeah.
Oh, you
and
are
I
the
even
best.
took the picture with the portrait mode because it looked better, and I texted to them, and it just looked super cute. So,
Oh my God.
yeah, there's just inspiration all over the place.
That, it is so true. Now, for those of you that are thinking about flower school starts September 16th, and I know 2 people just registered today, so the classes are, I know, it's like, oh my gosh. So if you're looking at September 16th, you need to get registered as soon as possible. If you're looking at online, we don't take a break, so we're still going. So the summer school is going on right now with the online students, and I know, Carolyn, didn't we get like 2 or 3 yesterday or today?
Yeah, both today, yesterday and today.
For
Okay.
classroom?
For the online.
Oh wow! And then
So-
Online
yeah,
and class.
wow.
Yeah, so it's been getting crazy busy because everybody's getting ready for back to school.
Right.
And the timing is perfect because flowers are still abundant
Yep.
and amazing and fabulous.
Yes.
And then jobs come up because the holiday
Right,
season is starting.
right.
So if you're thinking about it, do it. Come play with us. Come to school with Marisa. Now, each week, we're going to be spotlighting a different teacher. So if you had fun today, join us next week because Carolyn's going to be on camera next week. And then we're going to go to Michelle. Anyway, we'll just be bringing the teachers one at a time so you can see their style and you can put a face to it, especially if you do the online. It's nice to see who you're talking to when you type away. Carolyn, what you got there?
We have a suggestion if Marisa could stand away from the
Oh.
arrangements.
Am I black
All
starting?
black, yes.
Leanne, if you'll center it, move it to the back of the table, not back there.
Right, there we go.
There you
Does
go.
it show well there?
Perfect.
Have we got it? Okay, so that gives you guys a good close-up of that. Thank you so much for joining us. There is still space in the Creative Retreat. If you can sneak in with that, definitely do. It's a great inspiration. And then back to school, that's our big focus right now because September 16th, school begins. If you haven't shared this video already, tag a friend, tap the screen, give Marisa some love, show her that you love her. That's right, and then next week we'll be back. Thanks for joining us. I really enjoyed spending this hour with you and with Marisa, with the team. Thanks to Caledonia and Susie for being there, Carolyn, Beckett, and David. And thanks to you for joining us for the weekly collaboration. See you next week, but now get out there and do something you love.